Blog Talk Radio.
From Winston-Salem, it's Sunday Night Dead.
And you're listening to our friends on Sunday Night Dead.
It's always great when we can have car inspection stop by and give us a little visit there. Now that they're big stars now, I'm glad they still like to give us some attention here at Sunday Night Dead. Good evening, everyone, and welcome to the December 15th edition of Sunday Night Dead. This is Matthew Slozer from Automoon Paranormal in beautiful Winston-Salem, North Carolina. Hope everyone's doing well with their holiday shopping. And I actually just got back from a little neighborhood holiday party not that long ago, so very much getting things in the whole Christmas kind of swing here. Have a great show for you tonight. We're going to continue our series on Kerr City. We've had some very interesting things to share, both experiences and audio, and also had a show on Monday with George Lopez where he shared some of the experiences he was having tied to some of the things that we ran into here at this location as well. With me this evening, as usual, is my co-host from Emerald Coast Paranormal Concepts, Mr. Tracy Todd. How you doing tonight?
I am fantastic, Matt. And you, buddy?
Doing okay. I got to say, although I'm laughing right now because I'm watching on TV here how the Cowboys blew that big lead against the Packers. So I always enjoy seeing seeing the Cowboys and particularly Romo choke, particularly in December. Actually, usually every year I dedicate Counting Crows Long December to Romo and the Cowboys sometime out there on Facebook, and get some angst from people. But I have to say, as is usual, second year in a row, but this has happened a bunch of times, we are in fantasy football playoff time, and it looks like for the second year in a row I will have had a phenomenal season. Ended up in first place with a great record, only to lose in the semifinals by having either my team not show up or the other team do phenomenal. So I need a miracle tonight. I need the Bengals to put on like a absolutely ton of points and their defense to do a huge job. So I know if Mr. Mike Bowler's out there listening, that's a big Steeler fan. Sorry, but I need a big night from the Bengals tonight to stay alive here. How are things down? I guess the winter weather finally caught up to you guys down there in Florida. I saw George posting that it's not so warm and sunny there recently.
Yeah, today it's been like a balmy 48 degrees all day.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we're about to freeze.
I guess we're going to be back up. It's going to be like 60s-ish in the next couple of days, so it should be really, really good. And we have, actually not recognizing this number, so let's just see here. We have a caller. Area code 757. Welcome to Sunday Night Dead.
Hey, I'm Dottie Savides.
Who is this?
Dottie.
Okay, hi Dottie.
Hi.
And where are you calling us from?
Virginia Beach, Virginia.
Oh, awesome. Well, how are you doing tonight?
Good.
Have a question, or you just want to kind of hang out with us tonight, or?
Yeah, just want to hang out with you tonight.
Okay. Well, we'll pull you on and see what you think about some of the clips and things we play this evening. So just hang tight, and we'll see what you think.
Okay, thank you.
So that's so you guys are freezing at 48?
Yeah, we are freezing.
It's 43 actually. Very cold.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the dogs don't even want to go outside anymore without their muffler-ups and stuff on.
Yeah, my dog doesn't want to go outside either. She just got her paw ran over, but she's okay.
I can relate. I dislike cold weather at all. So and I consider, well, I don't even like anything cool weather. I'm a hot weather guy, so totally can relate to that. I think we're gonna go ahead and jump right into this and see what happens. So as you know, Tracy and everyone out there listening tonight, we played 2 weeks ago. We reviewed our experiences when we were at the Florida Ghost Town a year ago in November with George Lopez, the founder of Dead Air, and had a bunch of odd experiences and some odd clips that we shared. And then when I was down in Florida with my wife for our anniversary, I had the opportunity to investigate this location again with George. And so we had a location just a few weeks ago, an investigation just a few weeks ago, and getting very bizarre things. I mean, I'm not even full.
My friend and I wanted to experience Plantation House in Virginia Beach where I live, and we would love for Ghost Adventures to go with us to, help us out.
Oh, awesome. So what we were doing is we were getting ready to review all these audio. I didn't get it all reviewed yet, and some of it was just very, very interesting, very, very unique. And so I wanted to go ahead and start sharing those, and we shared a lot of it last week. And we're going to get on and kind of pick up where we left off here. So we have some odd things here. And I think Mr. George is in the chat room, so he can comment on some of this as well if he would like, particularly this first one, because I think this first one is tied directly to a previous investigation. So you got to bear with me again. We don't have as many clips loaded this week as I did last week, but there's still a number, so I got to kind of move up and down this board. And then we need to, one thing I'm doing differently tonight to kind of help, because I know a lot of people listen at home, and a lot of people might be listening to see what they pick out, and also for your help here, Tracy. I know it's hard for us listening on the phone, but I went ahead and put longer clips here. So there's a lot more things that come through. Again, when you're listening to this, these spirit box, it cycles through the radio waves. You're looking for things that take a much longer time for kind of the words to come through. And some of these, there's numerous sentences. So I took much longer clips tonight. So there's less of them, but they're longer. So I'm not sure how long they're gonna, or how well they're gonna come through.
Well, I went out and bought this expensive little speaker for my phone, so we'll see how that works out too.
Okay. And Dottie, same thing. I don't know how well they're going to come through. It's always a little harder to hear on the phone, so just bear with us here, and
okay.
We'll get ready to go. So first one here, I think this name I sent George an email to see if this name had any significance. A name comes through very, very clear, and also, again, it's a longer clip, so I think there's more here to it. It's just I'm not sure what's being said, but the name comes through very clear, and it turns out that the name did relate to a previous investigation with George. Here we go. All right, I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Dottie, did you catch the name?
Yes, I did.
What did you hear?
I heard a mark almost.
Okay. How about you, Tracy?
I didn't hear it, Matt. I heard where it was at, but I couldn't make it out.
Okay. Listen for a Rachel, and there's a story behind a Rachel, and then you'll hear towards the end. I honestly can't make it out, but you'll hear this like metallic. I don't know how to describe it. There's a whole bunch of words towards the end here. I just can't make out what's being said. So here we go. I'm going to play it again. It's a little louder for anyone who's got headphones on, so just be ready. Here we go. So the Rachel comes through. It's a female, and the Rachel comes through pretty clear early on, and then at the end it sounds like there's a male, and it sounds like a sentence. It sounds like there's like 6 or 7 words there. I just cannot make. I can't make it out at all. Melissa in the chat room says she thinks it's saying, "What are you doing?" Going to go ahead and I'm going to try this time. I like to experiment with this. Sometimes some of them sound better loud, some sound soft. So I'm going to try this one soft, and if it sounds too bad, I'll just go ahead and cut it off. Here we go one more time. I guess that sounds like I kind of make out the "what are you," but I'm not sure. I don't know, Tracy. With your new speaker, can you make out any more?
No, I could definitely hear the Rachel, and I can hear the guy's voice, but other than that, I can't make it out either.
All right, going to jump right along. One of the other interesting things about this is when we were doing the spirit box, we had all 4 of our names, the 4 of us that were in this bedroom where there seemed to be a lot of activity centered around the closet. All 4 of our names came through. Particularly my name came through a lot, and then one of the other investigators, Tyler Daniels. And so I just included this as a clip here. You'll hear Tyler Daniels come through.
There you go.
Let me turn up a little bit. One more time.
There you go.
And then just jumping right along, and I see George in the chat room said about super extended sentence. That's one of the things. Some of these clips are going to go a lot longer. Some of them have more in the 30 to 45 second, because the more I've been listening through this, and I honestly think this is going to be a set of just a set of audio data that I'm going to have to pour over multiple times, because there's a lot that seems to be coming through, and they seem to be long sentences, things that really wouldn't make sense to be coming through from a radio. So it's a radio station coming in, so very, very odd things. But this is another quick one. Tracy, do you remember? I don't know. We played a lot last week, so don't worry if you don't remember it. But you happen to remember the one that I played with the creepy-sounding girl? George thought it might be an EVP, not even coming through on the spirit box, kind of doing the help kind of raspy.
I remember that one. Yeah,
all right.
I remember.
Remind this, you're not going to be able to make a lot of this out, other than it's a very creepy sound. But what is interesting is right around the same time we ended up picking this up on the recorder, George said he saw something kind of next to me. So here we go. Just listen for it. I can't make out what's being said, but it's just kind of one of those creepy voices. Here we go. I'm going to turn it up again. Gives me chills even just hearing it. I don't know why. Here we go. Dottie, can you hear that?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, it's I don't know. We had other clips with a very similar sounding voice saying help and help us. I can't make out anything that's being said on this. It's just, to me, sounds female, possibly childish whispering, but again, just.
Yeah, that happens a lot. If you're live with going on an investigation with my friend Mark Joyner, yeah, there was a lot of muffling like that. We couldn't understand any of the words.
Yeah, it's some of these are easier to pick up than others. This I played last week, but I'm going to go ahead and play it again just because this one. And I always add that when you hear me utter the word "holy shit," it means that it caught me off guard. And so here we go. Again, we were asking for all the different names. We got all the names here. Here we go.
Holy shit. What was that? Hi, Matt.
Now, what's interesting on that one, we're going to rewind because I'm seeing some things in the chat, comments on that last creepy whisper. But what caught me off guard with the hi, Matt, was we were doing the roll call, and we were in the middle of the Tyler Daniels ones. We were having his name coming through, and in the middle, while we're asking for Tyler, all of a sudden there's this hi, Matt. So, but George is saying he's hearing Daddy near the beginning. So we're going to go back and play that creepy whisper and see if anyone can hear it. Here we go. All right, this is going to freak me out, but I didn't really hear I hear something that could be Daddy. Is the second part I'm hearing possibly I'm home? Let me go ahead and I'm going to turn it down a little bit and see. Let me know what you think here, Tracy.
All right.
No, that I didn't have to turn up again. That just sounded like somebody breathing on the line here. Here we go again. Yeah, I'm absolutely hearing. I'm not sure if it's Daddy, but I hear a name and I'm home when it's on loud.
Yeah, I do hear Daddy, and I also hear the I'm home.
That's freaky. Here we go again. And guys, just so you know, I'm going to Dottie and Tracy. I'm going to go back. I'm going to pull you on and off here. I'm getting some kind of weird feedback here, so I'm going to have you guys on mute, and I'm going to bring you back and forth on. Okay, just to see if I can kill this feedback.
Okay.
Here we go again. Yeah, I don't know. If that's it, and I'm going to go back and play around with this later when I actually have headphones on and can hear it better. But that makes already a creepy voice creepier to me. The whole I'm home. All right, this is another real. I have short ones in the beginning, and then they kind of get longer as we go here. So this is very short. It's a name. I wanted to include it again, and particularly for any of the people that were there, either investigating while we were there, or anyone that has had any experience there. So this is very, very short, but another name that came through. I always like to capture when the names come through in case there's some kind of significance to it. So I believe this is Kathy. It's going to be really, really short.
Oh, yeah, you can definitely hear Kathy.
Yeah, so again, I wanted to at least include it, see if it, I know Melissa in the chat room's done a lot of research on this area, so just in case Kathy rings a bell, I wanted to include that clip along with what else we have here. All right, this is one of the first ones with a very long, and a lot in it, so kind of warning everybody in advance here. All right, let's see, how do I do this? Oh, no, I'm jumping ahead. It's all right, guys. Jumping ahead. This next one is, when I replayed this, I had a hard time hearing it, to be honest with you. So be real upfront with me here, Tracy, if you don't hear anything at all on it. But when I had the headphones on, this was one of these where we played last week, where we had the deep voice coming through saying Satan. And George will say, you said a dangerous name earlier. Can you repeat it again? And when I had the headphones on, I heard Satan again. Clear enough that I have this down here. I have it asterisked as a really good one. Before the show started, I went back and tried to play it, hearing it on the phone, and I couldn't hear it. So I'm going to go ahead and play it, but I appreciate feedback from both of you here on the phone with me and everyone in the chat room as to whether you can hear it or not. It's a long clip, so bear with it. Here we go.
You said a very dangerous name before. Repeat that.
All right, I'm going to go ahead and stop it because I did hear it that time. Were you able to hear it, Tracy?
Yes, I did hear that.
Yeah, it's a higher pitch, but so again, just kind of odd. I'm going to turn it up a little bit. George saying too low to hear. It's a high pitched. It's around I'm going to say around 20 seconds into this thing. So we're going to go ahead and play it again. Here we go. Higher volume.
You said a very dangerous name before. Repeat that.
Right here. All right, and this actually rolls into some of the other one I have, but it's at like 20 seconds. Yeah.
Right after George talks, listen to about a second and a half, maybe 2 seconds after that.
Okay.
It almost sounds like it's saying it again right there.
Okay. Here we go.
You said a very dangerous name before. Repeat that.
I do hear it. So there's two. The one's low, and then that one that I was saying around 20 seconds, right before I just cut it off there, almost sounds. I would almost say almost like an elderly woman kind of. It's like Satan. So very weird. Now this rolls actually into, and George's saying multiple ones. And again, I'm having a hard time hearing some of this over the phone, and two, I've just the amount of things we're picking up on these just. I'm sure I'm missing things that I'm putting in here. This next one I want you to hear, actually part of it was in that last clip, but there'll be a lot to listen for here. Multiple help me's. Then I hear what is going on here. A voice say, look at me, which is interesting because that look at me comes up multiple times in the session. I will not, greetings, and then a clip we played last week of the voice saying, the little girl saying daddy and the male voice saying Amy. So a lot in this clip. I will play it a couple times, and it's actually shorter than this last one, so there's a lot in a short space here. So here we go. All right, I'm going to turn it up. So anyone with headphones, this is a lot louder again. Again, I see almost right on the beginning. What is going on here? Look at me. I will not. Greetings, Daddy, Amy. All in this little 18-second clip. Here we go. Did you pick up any of it, Tracy?
Oh, yeah. Oh, definitely. What is do we know the significance of Amy?
I don't believe Amy came up anywhere in kind of reference to see Melissa's in the chat room. She was not here last week, not available last week when we were talking about that. So, Melissa, if you know any significance to Amy or even to Kathy, go ahead and plug that in if you can. And Dottie, how about you? Could you make any of that out?
Yeah, I could hear muffling, but I couldn't hear her name really. But I felt like I heard it help me a little. Okay.
Like I said, there seems to be a lot here and a lot kind of overlapping it, so it's kind of weird. Now this is odd in that my name came through. Oh, here we go. I think this is Mr. George. Sunday Night Dad, who am I speaking with?
Hey, buddy, what's up? Yes, George. Hey, Tracy, how's it going?
George, I'm good, buddy.
All right. I called in. I got so used to the last two Sunday sessions listening over the phone. I think my ear got tuned to that, and I'm listening on my huge speakers from my computer, and it's like too much of a bass to it. So I think I could probably hear better while we do it over the air on the phone.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I'm going to go ahead and do you want me to play that last one again, or do you want me to keep going on to the next one?
Go on to the next one. I could hear exactly that, too, multiple times.
So this is weird. My name came up multiple times. This is one where I thought it was interesting in that I hear my name followed by help us. Now, it could be two separate things of just my name and help us coming through, or it could be something directing it towards me. So here we go.
Tag.
I'm going to turn that one up, and you hear one of us say tag it afterwards, but here it is going to be louder.
Tag.
Now, I'm actually on the phone getting a lot of distortion on this one, so I'm not sure how good it's coming through. Did you hear any of that, Tracy? To be honest with you, I'm not on this. I could when I was clipping it.
No, I cannot.
Okay. Same thing, George? Not making it out?
There's a female in there I hear help me, but what was your context again that you picked up?
I thought I heard my name followed by a help us.
All right, yeah, well, the help definitely is there, but I thought it was a help me, but one more time.
Okay.
Same level with the audio.
Okay. I got to tweak it a little bit from where I had it. Okay,
Tag.
Actually, I hear 5. I hear Matthew Slozer, help us, and then the female comes through saying help. I'm going to do it
again.
one more time.
Tag.
All right, Matthew Slozer, help me, help us. Yeah, all of that's in there.
Yeah, so it's sometimes repeating it a couple times makes it easier. This is another one with a lot in here. So what I'm hearing in here is, I don't want to, Father, another look at me, and then I swear at the end of it, it says, this is one that kind of really struck me too, help us get the heck out of this place, which I know is a lot, but let's see what you guys think on this. Let me just goose the audio a little bit up here because they seem to be coming too soft. Here we go.
Why are you here?
Like that.
And again, that one, it's that very kind of choppy. I mean, I could hear the help. So it's help us get the heck out of this place. Kind of is how it comes through again. I'll play it again right away.
Why are you here?
Like that.
I didn't hear it as clear that time. Can you guys make any of that out?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Desperation, just a complete desperation on this, and anybody joining too, what Matt's playing back is this is week 3 of a lot of the different Spirit Box clips from the session we did just this last month, November, in the old Florida ghost town in the middle of the Ocala National Forest, and it's a painstaking process, Matt. You're really focusing in on this, which I appreciate. When we did our summer of Spirit Boxes on the shows with psychic medium Nancy Matz a couple of years back in the summertime, it was a weekly basis for me to do what you're doing. And it's such a different painstaking process from EVPs, because EVPs, you're listening to that white noise, hoping to catch anything that could possibly be a spirit phenomena. In this particular case, you're trying to filter out what may be coming across that is a radio frequency and deciphering extended conversations, the same voice across multiple scans of that radio frequency or those waves. So it's a lot, as Nancy Matz coined the phrase, monkey brain. When you get done doing this after a while, your head hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So, but yeah, it's one of these too. When you get through a couple of these and it hits you, it's just like this one. When I find out, I was got that there was a voice coming through, and it was kind of choppy, and you're looking for that, over the frequencies. And then when I was able to piece together what I truly believe it's saying, help us get the heck out of this place. It's an interesting thing to capture somebody saying. So, where are they, and what do they need help getting out of?
With the last two Sundays, us going over this, and George said last week that, and you did too, Matt, about it almost sounds like there's some kind of spiritual war going on. And, I mean, with these few that you let us hear tonight, it almost goes to prove that.
A lot of these seem to be consistent, and I would agree. I mean, the whole idea, we kind of got the feeling just from what little things we were able to pick up live while we were there, which, it's much easier filtering through this with headphones, and listening multiple times. George kind of picked up the whole spiritual battle thing, and I would say all these clips that we're picking up along it seem to be, very consistent with that. So yeah, I would agree with you. I mean, it seems, and some of the ones that you guys don't know what's coming, but some of the things that are coming up here, I think, further point to that. So yes, very, very strange stuff. I'm going to go ahead and do this one more time, see if you guys can pick up again anyone out there. And I saw some people, Todd and some other people just came in. Again, so listen towards the end. There's a bunch in this. Again, at the very, very beginning, I believe there's I don't want to, but it's going to be hard to hear until you get used to the pattern of it. Father, a look at me, but then the one that really gets me is the end. It's very choppy, but help us get the heck out of this place.
Why are you here?
Like that.
There it is. Hopefully you guys could pick up on that. I know some of these are some of these you got to kind of get the right ear for as it comes through, but again, very, very odd. Moving right along. The next one is this is interesting because George, were there any females in the investigation while we were running this spirit box session?
No, it was yourself, Taylor, Tyler, these two young investigators. One of my team members, and myself, and that's all that was there.
Okay. Now, granted, this can be referred to a guy as well, but this is just an interesting clip. Here we go. I'm going to try this. This one actually might be easier to turn down the volume. It's again one of these not very nice sounding voices, but listen for "Get out, bitch." Here we go. And it's again, it's a nasty sounding voice. And one more time. And to Todd in the see in the chat room about did we run EVPs as well? Yes, I have a couple clips on those. Actually, most of my review so far has been on the Spirit Box work, so I still have some drop recorders to go through and get things. But we do have pickups on those as well. But nothing as long and full sentence as some of these things that we're getting here. Alrighty, going right to the next. This is I don't think. Yeah, go ahead,
Matt.
Yeah.
Just I'm going to respond to Todd's question. The second one is, what's the advantage of a Spirit Box then if you're running recorders also? And it's real time, Todd, is the advantage to it. Now, on some of the clips that he's played, that Matt has played over the last 2 weekends, and then I'm sure some of them tonight as well, you've heard where we're either saying tag it or we're responding because we can hear definitive responses, be it malevolent or otherwise, that we can catch right then and there. It gets us in a tempo or tone on which direction we will continue to ask the questions. EVP bursts are quasi-effective, but one of the biggest arguments I've always had about EVP bursts, which nobody knows that terminology, I'm sure you do, but it's playing for 15, 20 seconds. You ask a question, you play on the recorder, then you play back. During the time that you're playing back, you could be missing those responses. If there's a delay or that it's taken time for the spirit to manifest enough energy to respond or to put its imprint on that recorder, when you stop and you're playing it back, you could be missing that response. Luckily, and most people do, and we do, run a steady recording at the same time as the burst recording so that if we miss it, maybe we'll catch it on there as well. On some of these, like the ones that he played last week, there were responses that sounded like they were captured on the recorder. I remember what he's playing off of right now was a recording itself. So there's a good opportunity in that circumstance to capture EVPs, which I think we did during the Spirit Box sessions as well. So, we get what you're saying on there is that, you get clarity and definitive answers when it comes to an EVP because you're looking at, okay, if there's no other females there, there's no females at all, and we get a female on that digital audio recorder, it's more of a definitive answer that there's something spiritual happening there. Spirit Box can always be argumentative, but it's the tone, it's the tempo, it's the consistency, it's the vulgarity, it's the nature of what we are picking up on those sessions that happen to do with malevolent spirits, happen to do with requests of the names of the people who are involved in that investigation, the people who are involved, who are spirits there at that location, and you hear an emotional content to that when you're doing a spirit box session as well. Not a whisper, not a Class C or Class B, but full-on tone when it sounds like there's almost an urgency. As Tracy was talking about, that spiritual battle aspect of what's going on, that there's something happening in multiple layers of the residents who reside at the old Florida ghost town, to Native American culture, to something that seems to be extremely entrenched in a malevolent form that I've had to have experiences with post those last two investigations, November 2012 and November 2013. So there's a lot of content to it. When you get used to doing a spirit box session on a regular basis, you start to pick out, and you hear us say tag that, things like that. You hear Matthew be able to hear his own name where the boys did, and Tyler and Taylor didn't even hear, but Matt heard it clearly and succinctly, and sure enough, as soon as he played it back, you could hear "Hi, Matt" as clear as day. So the content and the importance of doing that consistently helps you to hone your skill in what you're doing with that and utilizing it the right way. And that's the important part of it. But it's a crucial piece of equipment in this field right now. There are a lot of people who will contest what it is that we're capturing, but we kind of do it with redundant responses and trigger words and asking them to repeat things. But when you get that much work that Matthew has put in doing the review on this, it's when you start to dig out a lot more of what's going on there. And Matt, in 1 hour spirit box session, you captured more than you probably did in EVPs in the last 5 years.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's the other piece to kind of highlight for everybody is everything that we are presenting, and we still haven't gone through it all. Basically, we're going to be probably close to 4 hours between last week and this week, is all clips from basically between an hour and a half of running the spirit box with 3 different recorders. Sometimes you hear things at different areas, and so the 3 recorders that I'm picking these off of were all from varying distances away from the spirit box. But also, Todd, I'm going to go ahead and play this again. This is one from earlier tonight. We've got a couple of these. I'll say it's kind of like a creepy girl whisper, and we believe this is not coming through on the box. George saw somebody next to me or something kind of like moving next to me around the time I picked this up. Listen for it. It's kind of a creepy sound. We believe it's saying, "Daddy, I'm home." Here we go. So to that one too, Todd, you hear the different things coming through on the spirit box. This was a recorder with me, one that I was actually holding, and this whisper comes through. This was not on the spirit box, so it was captured on the recorder itself. So hopefully that...
There's the important part with what Matt's working with me, just like Bob Christopher at Rolling Hills and Joey Jiggy Webb, our host on Thursday night with Paranormal Hood, that we are working on and have been consistently working, I know I have for years now, more proper procedure to these spirit box sessions and how to accommodate the spirits, get them to give us additional responses, redundant responses. Actually, Matthew, I'm going to post in the chat room. I already did earlier and I'll do that again as well, the YouTube page for Dead Air, where I did... I guess my confessional, if you will, last Monday on prime time about the experiences that I've had before, during, and after these last 2 events at Kerr City. And then also I'm going to post in the chat for anybody who wants to look at it after the show, the YouTube training video that I did on spirit boxes, so people can get an idea of why we go the route that we go when we're doing our sessions. So hopefully it'll be helpful to people out there if they're interested or have been using an NSB7 or Shack Hack or any other variant of a spirit box. This is a great way to solidify your evidence as being legitimate versus something that can be debatable. And Matt knows more than anything else, like you just said, where it says "get out, bitch." You're not going to hear that word very often on FCC regulated radio frequencies. These are important things to always take note to when you're collecting this stuff. And Matt, you've done an amazing job with a lot of this review.
Well, thank you very much. going to this next one now, I shortened this up, but I just found this significant, George. We were asking a lot about, why they were here or what's going on. Just the fact that you had the spirit box in the closet, where we've had, people that listen to the previous shows know, we've seen movement in and out of this closet, a lot of very odd, seeming to be malevolent things around the closet. It's just very interesting that this word came out when we were discussing things here. So I'm just going to go ahead and play it. It's just the word itself is the only thing you're going to hear here. Turn that one up. I apologize. Some of these are varying volume, so I got to kind of adjust them on the fly. So the word portal coming through, and I believe there's a couple of them that were in this. That's one of our theories on here is that once again that's what we were dealing with in this closet is some kind of a portal, and not sure exactly what was done or why it's there or why the nature of the activity and the location changed over the years that you were there, George, working on it. But definitely some odd things here. This one's another very long one. This was the other thing, Tracy, that kind of caught me when we're talking about the spiritual warfare and things. The fact that we were getting, this is all from last week's if you missed it, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, references to Jesus. Sounds like people were actually praying that we're actually picking up on the recorder. And even that Father, Son, Holy Spirit was a different voice for each three. So, the odds of, picking up even if it was a religious program, that being said that way would be very, very strange. So this is another one where you're going to hear lots of help me's. I think you're going to hear Jesus, Jesus, Mary, help us, fear us. Then after that, another voice saying fear us, and just lots of helps. So that again, that desperation and just very, very odd here. So see what you guys think on this one. This is about 30 seconds, so. Again, I'm going to turn it up a little bit to play it again. There's a lot in here. Again, that Jesus, Jesus, Mary, help us. And then this girl comes through, very kind of almost like desperate whisper to it, help me, help us. So just a lot in here. So here we go again. And just the odd that you're getting that, and then that fear us coming in the middle. So was that coming through? Were you all able to hear that, Dottie, George, Tracy?
Yeah, I could hear that.
So this next clip is just basically an extension from that, running a little longer. Again, you'll hear this kind of more this help me, Jesus, along the same lines. So again, very, very weird. And I believe there's some please helps in here. It's just more of this kind of pleading coming through. Now, was it that weird noise? Was a camera getting turned on? My camera makes a weird noise when it comes on. Listen to the very beginning. I'm not going to play it all the way. It almost kind of like tugs at your heartstrings. You're going to hear that voice again saying, help, and then help me, please. It's like in the first 10 seconds, and I'll stop it again. It's that girl's voice. goes. I'll go ahead and do it again. Help me, please. So, and I don't know, Georgie. What do you think? Gut feel. What do you think's actually? What do you think we're picking up here?
It's tough to speculate sometimes because it is, again, being subjective rather than objective. If you post it out there and people that are either listening to the show, listen to the archives, could kind of come to their own conclusions as well. But if you were going to give me ask me for my honest opinion on it, I think that there are, again, some earthbound spirits that have not been allowed, kind of trapped in this location. There are, again, with that doorway into that portal, is a lot of it deception, is a lot of it gameplay. We always talk about the fact of female investigators, and Dottie, you can weigh in on this if you'd like to, but where they feel when they capture EVPs of little children a very parental instinct to want to help, and will open themselves up to scenarios that, again, if they're playing possum and it's something sinister and it waits for you to open yourself up to that contact, that's where something dangerous could happen. So no matter how painful some of it sounds in any aspect, we have to be very careful about it. The good thing, or the only thing otherwise, and speaking to Bishop James Long or an Adam Bly or John Zaffis, is you won't hear anything malevolent really say anything in regards to Jesus or Jesus Christ or anything like that, because they can't. So there could be the context that there is, again, those spirits that are still praying and trying to escape from there. Now, whether or not we have the capacity to help that still remains to be seen, Matthew. But if it's a true scenario to it, it's heartbreaking, because you should be able to move on and cross over and be with your loved ones. But if you're restricted, if something is holding you back, truly holding you back in those circumstances, it's a sad thing to note that exists on the other side.
Very true. Dottie, your thoughts on what you've heard so far?
Well, I heard a lot of stuff. It's like, to me, they don't really tell amazingly, but I can hear. I am kind of almost deaf in one of my ears. I can only hear on my right, my left.
Okay. It's very well. This next set, really curious about you guys' thoughts on this. This is another one that just kind of had me shaking my head. So this clip, you're going to hear, I believe you're going to hear friend, and then like a huh, and then a she's with me. And then this is going to set up the next clip, which comes right after, which is very odd. So here we go. Okay, so did you guys all hear that? She's with me?
Yes.
Okay. Now, what's very odd is right after this is you will hear a female say, I'm with, and George, this again gets to this, what we were talking about before, with these odd names coming through, two that are known kind of in the malevolent side of things, and then we had that dimlet, which I'm not sure what that means, and then possibly this. So this is going to be a female voice. I'm with, and then a very odd, I have kind of my own rough view of what it says, but I just kind of curious to get your thoughts here. And anyone out there, if this name rings a bell, let me know. But again, a female, I'm with. So you got this male saying she's with me. You get the female, I'm with, and then this weird name.
Tag.
Okay, hang on here. Did I mess up? I apologize if I did. No, hang on here. I didn't hear it at that time, so I'm going to turn it up.
Tag.
Okay, that's not coming through. I'm going to go ahead and play the original where he's saying she's with me, because I believe it's at the end of that one too. I just tried to shorten it on this clip. So listen for, again, I'm with something at the end of this one after she says she's with me. Okay. Well, I apologize, guys, if you can't hear that one in there. I'm having a hard time on this. I'm going to try to clean this up for a future one. I thought it was coming through fairly well. It was like a I'm with, and it's like Mehotep or something. It was weird. It was almost reminding me of some kind of like South American, like old like deity name or something. It was very, very weird. But it's obviously not coming through very well on this clip. So
it's okay, Matt. It's your show on Nothing But Spirit Boxes, so you're forgiven.
Yeah, well, I try my best on this. All right, this one is, again, the other odd. I don't think I shared the that odd voice. Again, we had the deep voice coming through saying Satan. We had the deep voice coming through saying that other name. This is this clip. I didn't share it earlier last week, that this name that does not resonate anything with me, but I wasn't sure if it is significant to anyone else. It's the same low, kind of nasty-sounding voice. And then I believe there's also a go to hell thrown at the end of it, just for good measure. Here we go.
So what's your name? Say your name 3 times, please.
So again, it's near the end there, but it's that low voice saying, I think it sounds to me like Dimlet, which I have no idea what that means.
So what's your name? Say your name 3 times, please.
There it is, and just to clarify, that go to hell was in the front after I asked for the name. So
there's a lot in there, Matt, including there's a part where you hear the female saying, say it 3 times. There's, I think of one earlier that says say it also. But then before that, after the girl says say it 3 times, you hear Lucifer. And that word that you heard at the end, I want you to play it again, if you could.
Sure.
And what I'll do is I'll look up what Becca Shugart pulled up for both of us, because she sent us some of the research that she did on it. I think she did to you as well, but yeah. I'll see what I can find, okay?
Okay, here we go. Go play it again.
So what's your name? Say your name 3 times, please.
Yeah, I do hear that in there now. So again, lots of not very nice names getting kind of thrown around here as well. So
now I'll tell you what Becca said, and you could play it if you want one more time, see if it sounds like this. She did some scrounging. The closest word she could find was Demult, D-E-M-U-L-T, Demult, which means very old or long ago. It's also found in the Romanian translation of the Bible, Genesis 17, which talks about being cut off from family, which is the frightening part, because you know about the situation of the night terrors that I have been getting, which was basically making out my father to be sinister for all intents and purposes, that it was a demon in disguise in this dream, and it basically rocked me to the core, the way that this, and again, I posted the link in the chat room if anybody wants to go back and listen to last Monday's show, but I talk all about it. It's very difficult to talk about, especially with my mom, the show producer, being in there listening as well, but I didn't go into the extreme details of it. But if this aspect of cutting off from family, and it's one of the things that we're theorizing, that this little attack that's going on with me is trying to separate me from all of my loved ones and get me completely isolated before any kind of an attack or something like that may occur. It could be a year from now, it could be 6 months from now, it could be tomorrow. We don't know if it ever happens at all. But, all these things combined together are just terrifying to know that it has this kind of strength and this kind of reach. But you can play it again and see whether or not it's demult or something of that sort, but it's DEMULT at the end of that clip. See if that sounds like what he's saying.
All right, here we go.
So what's your name? Say your name 3 times, please. 3 times.
To me, it still sounds like Dimlet, but maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe I'm off on that, but just very, very interesting. Also, this next one is interesting because we talked before about reluctance to give up names, to give out their names. So I ask again for a name, and you'll get a almost immediately voice come through saying very funny. Yeah, right, I'm going to give you my name. And then listen towards the end. Again, it's this kind of slow, choppy across all the wavelengths. But I believe it says, and this is, again, another very interesting phrase, we don't judge anyone. So listen for those two things. You're funny, or very funny, and then the we don't judge anyone.
So you know my name. What's your name?
Like that.
I'm going to play it again up high. Again, ask for the name, very funny, we don't judge anyone. And the we don't judge anyone's kind of, you'll hear it.
So you know my name. What's your name?
Like that.
So again, just weird, kind of putting it in the context, and this is what kind of really intrigued me about this whole study that we were doing here, is just kind of the nature of these phrases that we were picking up. This next one is a long clip. I believe there's a lot in it. Honestly, George kind of semi-put me on the spot here in that I'm including this just because there's a lot in it. I'm really not sure at all what it is. So, we'll see. This could be an epic fail clip here, but I'm just going to go ahead and play it to see if we can get any help here from people.
So again, why are you my foe? What's your problem with me? 2? What are they?
Yeah, I heard that.
So I know, George, that's a lot, kind of the first time hearing through this, but it sounds to me like there's a lot there. I just can't make any of it out.
And that's the hard part to it. When the clips are so extended off like that, we're still focusing on the first 3 to 5 seconds, and then we're hearing the voices in the next 3 to 5 seconds. So we're refocusing, and it's hard. Like I said, unless you're going through a loop over and over again, which
right.
I guess that's the one good thing about the archives. You can go back and download any of the shows, and then get a chance to loop it on demand, or pause a section and go back to it again, and come to your own conclusions. And you can always try to contact Matt Slozer or myself or Tracy and give us your input on what you think you're hearing there as well, because that's a lot to try to review.
Yeah.
Well, after this is the third week of this, what really amazes me about these clips is not only the fact that you're getting responses to your questions, but the conversations that these things are having amongst themselves. I mean, to me, that's just amazing.
Yeah, absolutely. And I guess I got to add here, particularly if somebody's listening to for the first time on this, the whole nature about why we're doing this, which this is definitely kind of odd from the format that we usually do on Sunday Night Dead. But this isn't a matter of kind of patting ourselves on the back or going, look at us, look at what we have here. We ran this investigation, as George had mentioned and discussed on the show last Monday, has had personal experiences related to this investigation. And when I was doing the review, a lot of the pieces I'm getting out just really kind of had me scratching my head, and I thought it would warrant at least getting some of this stuff out there and seeing, one, to get people's thoughts on it, and two, if other people are getting things out of this, it would be very very helpful. So it's really just kind of a way to kind of advance just what we're seeing here, and it's not certainly a thing to give publicity or try to draw attention to us. It's just an interesting thing here. Now the next one, I get a "they're coming" and then then 3 something. So let's go ahead and play it. See what you guys think.
So you know my name. What's your name?
Sorry. That's what happens when I replay this. Replay. Huh? Let's check it. Screwed up here with these. Here we go. This is it.
Yeah, who's that? Steven.
Yeah, it was right there. And play it again. There's more after this, but I just wanted to catch right there was the "they're coming."
Yeah, who's that? Steven.
Here it comes. Okay, so I know there was a lot in there. So we already said about how some of that's hard to get. So
well, Matt, right before you said "here it comes," I think that's what you said. Right
yes.
Before that, I almost hear you can hear what sounds like a child say the same thing again.
All right.
Real soft.
Go ahead and run this.
Yeah, who's that? Steven.
I didn't hear it that time.
Well, there's a lot. I heard the 3 something. I don't believe it's in there. There's some odd things, but I'm gonna do something a little different here, and I also want to relay in the chat to George. Melissa has found both Rachel, a Catherine, and an Annie all in the archive. So that's interesting. Three names we got, and they all tie into what she has in going through the archives. This is actually, we're shifting gears. This is in the post office. So also doing the spirit box, and had some EVP things in the post office building where there was a double murder that happened in that building. Also, I've caught it, and George has caught it as well. Basically, what we refer to as the Michael Jackson voice, this kind of high, soft, kind of effeminate voice in here. I want you guys to hear this, and George, I'm particularly interested in your take on this, because it sounds to me like you are talking, and it sounds like the Michael Jackson voice, and it's unfortunately it's along with other people talking, so it's hard to pick up, but it sounds to me like he is imitating you, almost like in a mocking manner. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Hopefully it comes through all right, because he's almost like mimicking what you're saying right after you're saying it. So see if you can pick up like this high-pitched, like Michael Jackson voice.
Fucking racked up. I've named all the places we've been to.
And turn it up again. And this is where, George, you were talking about the vision, kind of what you were picturing when you were laying in that bed there, and you were relaying about how it messed you up. I believe your phrase was, it effed me up, and it sounds like this voice right afterwards kind of effed me up.
Fucking racked up. I've named all the places we've been to.
I'm just going to ask. I'll kill it. Can you make that out at all, George? Can you hear that other voice in there?
I do. And this is not Spirit Box here. This is a digital audio capture.
Yes, this would be EVP. So I'm going to do it again. I'm going to try it on a lower volume here, see if you guys can make it out again. It sounds, when I had it on the headphones, it sounds like it's almost identically like mimicking what you're saying, your words.
Fucking racked up. I've named all the places we've been to.
No, it's low. It's too low. You have to blast it, I guess.
Yeah. All right, here we go. Everyone's ears be warned.
Fucking racked up. I've named all the places we've been to.
So yeah, you can hear it that time.
Yeah, so it almost sounds, I guess you can't read into intent, but it's a voice, and it sounds like it's imitating exactly what you're saying. So found that rather interesting. And then this other one I want to see about possibly jumping right to. So I'm kind of going out of order here real quick, but I want to make sure we get to these two. So bear with me 1 second as we get to... I'm just going to go ahead and play this one and make sure it's the one that I'm thinking of, and if it is, it'll be obvious. Here we go.
Then name it for its true form. Name it for its true form. What did you show me? Repeat. Oh, shit.
I'm going to turn it up a little bit. George, I think you remember this very well. It was after the post office. You were asking that what you saw. Tell me what its true form was. I thought I heard in here twice the word demon, but I'll go ahead and play it again.
Then name it for its true form. Name it for its true form. What did you show me? Demon. Repeat. Oh, shit.
So I think there's like one in the middle, and I thought there was one right there at the end. But no, could you hear that at all, or am I hearing things?
It's I could make those out. Barely make them out, but I can make them out. Tracy made a point earlier on that he was amazed by, and it's something that I've talked about many a time during the Spirit Box sessions, that it's not like a digital audio recorder or an EVP capture where there is intent by the Spirit to imprint its message on the electronic device. This is similar in my experiences to the old style phones that we used to have, where we had the curly cord. There was a hardline phone, and you'd talk to you're talking to a friend or family member, whatever, and all of a sudden you're picking up your neighbor's phone as well. It's kind of in that context with the Spirit Box. It seems as though a lot of the times that's why, Tracy, you're hearing them interacting with each other. It's just picking up their energies as a transmission across those frequencies. It's not an intent such as the way that they're answering. They're answering to us. They're answering to each other. They're speaking. And the Spirit Box and the way that it is receiving it is no different than that intercept of your neighbor's phone, that same kind of way. It's not with intent. It's just picking up all of the conversations going on. So that's why it always sounds to me like it's at Walmart during Black Friday, just all kinds of different voices at the same time.
Right.
So chugging right along here, I'm just going to go ahead and play this one, because again, there's a lot in these different ones, so I want to see what kind of jumps out for everyone. This is back now into the Father's house, back in the room with the closet. All right.
Ooh, again. I can't make out the middle statement, and the response at the end sounds like he's just saying true.
Yeah, I got the true. I wasn't sure what else was coming in there again. I'll do it one more time. I'm actually gonna blast it here, so. Now, I didn't on this one, but those are almost the kind that I usually try to play backwards, because that almost sounds to me almost like either another language, or almost kind of like, it's definitely speech, but it doesn't sound like words that I would recognize.
Yeah, I don't know, buddy.
All right, going on. This one's really, this is kind of, they're tied within kind of the same clip here, so here's another part. This one, I'm going to go ahead and play it a little lower. It sounds to me, you'll hear a low voice in the second half of this, and it sounds almost to me like it's saying, the world will help you. Listen. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
I didn't hear it.
Okay. Do one.
I heard radio. Yeah, there was a radio station.
Yeah,
it almost. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, it sounded like there was just a radio station at the end where you just hear him say radio.
Right.
But that's all I could.
Here we go. No. But I thought, again, I heard what it sounded like the World will help, but maybe it was the fact that radio came through. Maybe I'm misreading that. This is one we played earlier last week, but kind of caught some more things in this. This is the one that kind of bothered me, where I heard my name followed by the word possess. But I think there's a sentence at the end, too, says, go ahead and get those, and then I can't make out the next word. So I wanted to share this one, get people's thoughts on this. So here we go. One more time. Or maybe even the get those is where it ends. But George, Tracy, could you hear those? Go ahead, get those.
I think that was your name again, said at the end, buddy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was going to say.
Play it again here. So you're thinking that's my name the second time?
Yeah, I think so. And then there was a male at the end as well, but the female said your name. And then at the end it was just a quick voice, so it could have been a radio broadcast. I don't know. But I think I hear your name there.
All right. Moving right to the next one, and I actually have this one asterisked, so hopefully it's a good one. Turn up a little bit here. Down a little bit. There's that weird kind of, I call it the submarine sound on that one too.
The hell is that?
I don't know. And I had in here. I had originally on here, but I'm not hearing it over the phone. No, you don't. And then I have a question, but. But I'm not.
No, in the middle there's a voice almost that Michael Jackson, but probably female. It says, to me it sounds like, and I'm hearing it just for the third time, get off me. That's what I hear.
Okay, let me do it one more time here. Yeah, I could hear that.
That was just. Did you turn that up, or was it distorted on that one?
I turned it up that time.
Bring it lower, and then you'll just hear the distort me by itself. I think, or the get off me by myself.
Okay, here we go.
It's not get off me, but it's get off something. I hate to be redundant, and when the show should be the time that we're doing the research.
Right.
Part of it. You get hooked. You get hooked. That's the best part of this field. One more time, Tracy. See if you can hear. Sure. To hear get off, and then it's something else. Maybe get off the box.
I
don't know. We'll see.
I got some of the people listening want to hear it too. So. Get off the phone?
Get off the box?
Yeah,
this would be weird. This would Go ahead.
Get off the box.
Get off the box?
Yeah.
Let me go again. Here, I'll do it one more time here.
Yeah.
interesting. Now, this one I find really interesting, and hopefully you guys can hear this. I'm making out, because this could have a lot of implications to both of us, and actually Tracy, if you're interested in coming here. I hear and hear, do not come here again. See if you guys... So, see, what do you guys think? Which actually now, since I'm seeing that's an overlap, what you're saying is get off the, I thought was do not come here. So we can play it again here. Unless I screwed up, you guys, and played the wrong clip here. Make sure I got the right. It gets with so many here, it starts getting really confusing. No, this should be the right one. Yeah, listen in the front here. See if you hear a "do not come here again" in the beginning before you hear that. So I had basically the same clip reference for two different things, but do not come here again, and then get off the box.
One more time, man.
What makes it hard is you have that popping sound along with it.
I don't know what that's is.
I'm gonna bear with me, everybody. I gotta do this one more time. Turn it down a little bit. That's right. I think it's "do not come here again," and then that other voice saying "get off the bus." So who knows? All right. Hopefully this one you can hear. I will say that another very interesting piece that I could not play. I think I might have talked about this last night or last week. We picked up when we were doing the tour, George, walking around, and you can hear it on the headphones. There's no way it would come through on the audio in here because it is very faint. But there was a whisper when we were first starting out doing our tour of "I Hate You," which, again, just very interesting getting the other things that we're getting along with this. This one I find very interesting. I hope this comes through, that you guys can hear it, because it's, again, I find it very, very interesting. Listen for, I believe this voice has an accent. This is EVP. This is not Spirit Box, and this is actually while we're walking down towards the barn, George. Here we go. That's obviously not. Yeah. All right, bear with me here, guys. I've screwed something up there. All right, well, hopefully we can get back to that one later. I messed something up on that. I saved the wrong file. So, all righty, on to the next one. And we go to, hopefully this is the right piece. Here we go. Have you heard multiple helps? All right, so this is actually us in Taylor, Tyler, and me, George, in the first room. In the Father's house, the first time we went through, and what's interesting on this one is I hear basically "shut up, bitch," "shut up," and then someone, and then I actually hear my name. So I'm going to go ahead and play this again.
Samir, have you heard multiple helps?
Take it even farther, because it actually runs into another clip I had that was just a longer piece. Shut up, bitch. Shut up. Someone. Matt Slozer. I think my name comes through possibly again. Then don't hurt me. Get out. He did. So, one more time. I'm going to turn it up a little bit louder. So a lot in this. Again, this is three of us, myself, Taylor, and Tyler in the first floor of the father's room. So not up in the bedroom part. We're down on the first floor.
Samir, have you heard multiple helps?
George Tracy, you can make any of that out?
I pretty much heard everything you said on that one there. Yeah. Same voice, same tone almost across the board, including the Matt Slozer.
Yeah.
So, again, just a strange one. We'll go down to this next. Now, this next clip is this one's much longer, so just kind of see what we get out of it.
The last time when we were up here,
I heard a shuffle. I thought I heard a shuffle.
Really?
Yeah, as soon as I walked in, it was like behind.
All right. Let me explain this one on this. Actually, that's not right. I'm going to go ahead and skip that one. That is in the post office. It's just I kept it for kind of posterity here. When we were up in the post office, my wife, who was with us on the tour at the time, heard shuffling behind the door. Then she left the room. I was still in the room, and the door moved a good, I'd say, like 3 to 6 inches. I mean, it was a decent move, and we couldn't recreate it with by bouncing around and making it go. So that was just a recording of that piece. So.
Samir, have you heard multiple helps? Is someone saying?
This actually comes through a little closer. This is a shorter clip that included the same things from before. So you hear, my name and the "Don't hurt me."
Samir, have you heard multiple helps? Is someone saying?
I actually hear two "Don't hurt me"s, a male and a female, a lower voice and a higher voice, and that "Get out's pretty adamant.
Yep, I hear it.
All right, moving right on to the next one.
Why do you need help? What's wrong?
All right, I can't make the whole thing out, but the one phrase that I made out kind of in the middle of this, which again I'm not sure, but it sounds like a male voice saying, "Don't do it without me, please." Here we go again.
Why do you need help? What's wrong?
again, not sure, but could you guys hear any of that?
Yeah, I can hear that. Don't do it without me.
Yeah, I could hear "help me" in there too after that.
All right. Why is it not having some technical difficulties here? Give me a second. All right.
Can you tell us why you need help?
All right, try it again. It's going to turn it up a little bit.
Can you tell us why you need help?
All right, listen to this one. I found that. No, go ahead, George.
Beginning part of that, I hear straight out, almost right after the question, I hear evil. In the middle, I hear a female saying, "I need to talk to you."
Okay. This is where, and I know this will give ammo for some of the people who don't believe in this on the mixed thing. Listen, I'm hearing a chopping. They consider me a suicide risk. Just listen for this again.
Can you tell us why you need help?
Could any of you remotely hear that?
In between the evil and "I need to talk to you" is where that's at. I could hear it.
Okay. One more time.
Can you tell us why you need help?
Yep, I hear that all. So again, very just strange things. Strange things. On to the next one. I think there's more to this. I hear a "get out" followed by "they don't know," but there's more to it. And we can play it one more time. So, not sure. But that's, could you guys make out any of that?
Yeah. Can you play it one more time there?
Sure.
I don't know, almost to the end of that, to me it sounds like something, get something started.
All right. And once more. Not sure. George, getting anything?
And that one, no, I couldn't pick that part up. As you said, you talking about it, we talk about that location. It's almost in the same sense, dude. Layers, just layers and layers of stuff going on.
Absolutely. This is a short one, but it should be pretty clear. And again, this is a phrase you don't hear on the radio, or are not allowed to say on the radio.
Fucking wrecked up. All the places we've been to.
Oh, no, that was a repeat of. See, this is what happens when I run too many of these things. I start getting overlaps here, so I apologize for that. So hopefully this next one's what I think it is, because it's. I'm just going to let it go for the. Oh no, I think I got off by one here. That's what it was. This is what you shouldn't hear on the radio. again, just a nice little F-bomb thrown our way. F off is what I believe that is.
Mm-hmm.
All right, this one, which hopefully I have the right setup here. I didn't tell anyone about this one just because I wanted the surprise factor on this. I'm just going to go ahead and play it. And some people will know the significance of this if you hear the same thing I do. All right. Hear anything interesting on that one, George?
It was too high, I thought. I started lowering it from my end, so maybe lower from yours just a little bit.
Yeah, I'll lower it. What I'm going to say is you start talking, and I believe a female voice comes in, and I'm reading into this, but I think she's finishing your question and says a name, which is very interesting. Here we go.
Oh, you gotta give me two more of those.
Okay. This one really perked me up when I heard this. And I'll give you another one.
My first thought, and the first thing I think I'm hearing tempo-wise is that Amanda?
Okay. What I
could
heard,
wrong.
Again, I might be, this certainly gives ammo to the interesting argument here but I think you're saying is or something along those lines. I hear a female voice say, Rebecca here. So listen again.
Okay. Possibly.
So you're like asking to talk to someone, and it's like the girl's finishing your sentence with. And actually, there's a little girl's voice that chimes in too. You can play it again, quick. Listen for a little girl's voice too.
Yeah, that might even be EVP, but yeah, I hear that.
Yeah, it sounds like Rebecca. To me, it sounds like Rebecca Cook and then something laughing.
All right, I'm going to try it. Here we go, one more time.
Yeah.
All right. Give me a second here to scroll because it's messing with me a little bit. The next one I wanted to play is got moved around on me. All right. Well, what's interesting is I'm not seeing it on here. I had a clip where I believe it says, basically, shut up, don't be difficult, and then they are teens, which is just very odd because the next one that comes right into it is this one, which is also kind of interesting. So, see what you guys think. Okay, we'll play it again. Okay, I'm going to slow it down, or I'm going to soften it. Okay, I'm going to just go ahead and say it because it starts almost right away. I'm hearing "Trust me, Dad," and then another thing saying "Look closely." I'm going to turn it up a little bit. Did you hear any of that?
Everything. I heard it all.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can hear that.
All right. The next one is, we played that. That's the demon one. All right. So I have a feeling I might have made a mistake on this one, typo. So I'm going to go ahead and play this. Just play it, and then hopefully I can patch in as to which one this is supposed to be, because I have a number that's too high here. So here we go. All right, one more time. No, that was one from last week. That was the voice coming through saying we love them. So those are all the. Now, granted, there was two that I wanted to share. I'll add. And I'll have to play it on I'll just load it for a future episode. It doesn't have to be a whole episode on all of this. And George, I will send this to you and Tracy to get your ideas on this. But on the way down to the barn, there's a voice, and it almost seems to have a bit of an accent to it, and I swear it says, "I will kill the boys." So it's a very interesting, and again, this is EVP, not spirit box work, and so very, very interesting. But that is what I have, and we got a little bit of time here yet, and so, George, I just want to say, based on, kind of what you talked about last week and what you're hearing all from this, realize, and I'm pointing out to everybody here too. I'm certainly not infallible on this. It's just I'm presenting what I'm picking up from this, and it's all for a kind of learning experience and try to learn more about what's all going on here, especially since we've had personal experiences connected to what's going on here. What are your overall thoughts?
Well, first of all, Matt, again, I can't say it enough times, the amount of labor put into doing the reviews for all of this is, again, greatly appreciated. I'm sure you, as well as Tracy and anybody else and Melissa as well, can understand, I've not even touched the reviews on the equipment that I have from this last one because of some of the events, and I will eventually get to it, I'm sure. But there's a plus and a minus, a positive and negative, yin and yang. The good part of it is that the more that you contend with this work, as I've done over the years, you develop that ear for what you're hearing in there and help to build on a story of what's going on. We still don't know. There's so many, like we said, layers of events that are still occurring at this location, and we do not know, again, what the catalyst is that's created the negative aspect. Was it our work with that second floor, the father's house in the closet, with the portal that we created? Did these other people who were there the nights before we were there this last November, who were basically disrespecting the location, create this doorway? We have no idea yet. We have to, unfortunately, sometime in the future, maybe it myself, yourself, or other investigators, because there are a lot of people that now are interested in this place, and maybe one of these times Tracy will come down and we'll work with them in conjunction too and try and find some answers as far as this location is concerned. My other grave concern to it is the property owner himself is in his late 80s, and he's a bit sickly, and we don't know what will happen to that location if and when he passes. That if it's going to pass to his family, they're going to have it available for us to investigate. Only time will tell.
Interesting. I'll also add, with this, and I was converted kind of from a spirit box skeptic by listening to your dual spirit box shows with Sharon Coyle at Rolling Hills, and I know I was helping. I didn't get very far through it, but I was helping trying to decode some of the last one, downloading the show. So this certainly, going through this and catching all these pieces, certainly makes me want to go back and review those as well, and to see if I can pick up anything, any additional pieces out of out of those shows. It's definitely a very interesting tool, and I agree that it's something certainly worth continuing to experiment and work with. Dottie, who joined us this evening, what are your thoughts?
Oh, I really like it a lot because for me, I am definitely into paranormal, and my mom taking me EMF practice for stress and mystery side, and I'm going to get periodic to make so you can start up. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Well, definitely, of course, anytime.
Thanks. George, what do you have coming up tomorrow night?
My favorite saying, Matt, I don't know, I'm making this up as I go along. We're going to have some lighthearted stuff. Shannon the Historian is going to be joining us again for our little trivia segment. She's phenomenal. We're going to have some fun. Of course, Ashley Hall from Australia is going to do his segment as well. We're branching out across the world with a lot of different listeners out there, thanks to iTunes and our YouTube page, and we've got a lot more coming our way. So, and then the following week will be our Christmas Eve party on Primetime Paranormal. So I'm looking forward to all of it. It should be a lot of fun.
Awesome. Next week, our plan is, at least if it holds up, I wanted to, since we're right in the holiday season, as long as we get people that can discuss things civilly. A lot of spirits and ghosts and things do pop up in various religious traditions, and there are ghosts come up in the Bible a number of times as well. So we were going to have a discussion next week on ghosts, spirituality, and religion. So we will see how that goes. So kind of as a round table, and if nobody ends up wanting to talk about that, we'll just go back and talk about orbs. So I want to thank everyone for being here. I gotta give the orbs a little bit of credit. They've been very nice to us. We haven't had. I guess I shouldn't say that. I haven't had any issues running the board in a long time, but I guess I have seen a lot of people are having trouble getting in the chat. So not sure what's going on with that. And also, I'll add, I am nowhere near done reviewing all this. So although we're probably not going to do it next week, if there's enough that warrants a Kerr City Part 4, we will by all means go ahead and do that. So, again, Dottie, George, and Tracy, thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Of course, thank you, actually, because I've had a spirit visit me just like a few minutes ago.
Cool. Well, we may have to talk about that next week.
Good, thanks.
All right. Good night, everyone. Take care.
Good night.
Good night, Matt. Good night, George.
Good night. Good night.
I've been waiting for a guy I'm so